As the year winds down, it looks like talk around the Switch 2 is only ramping up. And that's all with this little holiday surprise. We got a whole lot to get through, so let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So, another day, another Switch 2 rumor, leak, or whatever have you. Also, before we get into today's video, I want to shout out each and every one of you guys. We are nearing that 1,000 subscriber mark, hopefully. This is the video that pushes us over the hump. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for the continued support. It honestly does mean the world. I love making these videos for you guys, and it's weird to think 980 of you guys actually care. Maybe you don't care, I don't know. You care about my videos, and that just really, it's pretty awesome. Now, not to get too sappy with you guys, we got some Switch 2 news, and of course, I'm still in the middle of the holiday madness, so I'm kind of doing these videos on the fly in this weird setup I took with me. So yeah, we're gonna get back to normal videos. You're gonna see my lovely face next week, so hopefully nothing crazy happens between now and then, but we'll adapt. Alrighty, we got another odd one today as it pertains to Nintendo's next big handheld in the Switch 2. This week there was a story that broke right over Christmas where this Reddit user by the name of Next Handheld apparently got their hands on an early Switch 2 model, including its alleged dock. Ever since we got the news, they've been kinda drip feeding us information, but there were some skeptics as per usual, especially when it comes to Switch 2 rumors. But a Reddit moderator went as far to back this claim, even stating this looked accurate to them. Now I know that's just a Reddit moderator, so take that information as you will, but even The Verge came out to say this looks pretty damn real to them, and that's all based off of previous information they gathered on their own. So on Christmas Day, Next Handheld released these leaks out by posting up several images that do appear to look real. But one image in question is kinda causing a little pushback online. Now, this was the image in question that had people talking, and like I said earlier, something just isn't sitting right here. Now, we are living in the era of AI, which brings up a whole slew of problems that I won't even begin to try to understand. I mean, I barely understand video games as is, according to the comments, but that's a whole topic for another day. Now to kind of get back to the story, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, it's pretty easy to doctor these images. I mean, real quick, let's just look at this. If you look at this man's wrist, he is wearing a pretty tight-fitting watch around a sweater, which, if you ask me, that's giving serial killer vibes, but I digress. Now, the image in question was ran through this tool that can kind of help pick out AI-generated content, and wouldn't you know it, it's 99% likely that this image was generated by AI, or at the very least, was touched up. So you'd think that'd kind of be the end of the story, that there's nothing to believe here, nothing to see, and we can kind of just move on. Well, hold your horses right there, because some people have suggested that it's not the Switch model itself that was generated by AI. Some people think the whole background of this photo itself was generated, and that's all to protect the person's identity, and I can kind of believe that. Which, again, if you told me we'd be talking about this kind of story for the Switch 2, well, I guess crazier things have happened. I mean, we all know Nintendo is quick to the punch to kind of take down any and all leakers, especially as it pertains to their games, and especially for the Switch 2. So I can kind of see this being more believable. Now I'll bring in the other two images of the apparent dock for the Switch 2, and those are allegedly authentic, so they even boast the Switch 2 logo. Which, side note, I've kind of seen there's an online ruckus around the Switch 2 logo and even the name. We live in a world where we're on the PS5, potentially PS6. Like, I don't know, is that a problem too? At the end of the day, I don't think this leak was intended to kind of reveal any new information about the Switch 2. By all indications, any Nintendo fan or gaming fan in general would be right to believe the Switch 2 is gonna kind of just look like the current Switch. And that's with a few tweaks here and there, because I do think that design was great as is. These leaks were intended to prove the person in question does indeed have a Switch 2, and that would also back previous claims that the person has made online, and this all pertains to launch titles for the console. Now, the rumor there was Mario Kart 9, hopefully, or even Final Fantasy 9. But apparently it was a game with a 9, so fingers crossed it's Mario Kart 9 and nothing else. But in closing, Next Handheld did say they'll answer the most upvoted questions that were asked online within 48 hours. So maybe some new information comes from this. And take that for what you will, because I kind of just feel this whole situation is sketchy, so grain of salt here. And they actually did hold a poll with a good amount of people thinking that this is all real, so who knows? But the most important part of this video, I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. What do you think about all this? Do you believe any of it? Because, I don't know, something about this story, and you guys know me. You guys know I believe anything and everything out there, but this just doesn't sit right. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.